Hello, peace be upon everybody. How is everyone going? Ramadan Mubarak to everyone who celebrated, and Eid Mubarak to everyone who celebrated their Eid yesterday. I hope everyone's doing well. If you guys are wondering, wow, your audio quality sounds amazing all of a sudden, that's because, as you can see maybe down here, I did get a new mic. I decided might as well get one. Actually, I was shooting a VSL recently for the GoFunnels new landing page and everything. So I wanted to get a nice setup that works. And I decided, you know what, let me just get this mic. Might as well also use it for these rides or whatever other videos I decide to make in the future. So got the mic, and you guys let me know what you think of the quality. I think it's awesome. But yeah, hopefully you should hear my voice nice and crisp, no background noise, so it should be good to go. So I'm on my way to the gym. It's not a morning ride, it's actually an evening ride because it's 6 p.m. today. But alhamdulillah, just wanted to get back on this video, talk about some stuff. I haven't done this in a long time. Some of you guys have been asking, to make more of them again. So I thought, you know what, let me just jump in and do something today while I head to the gym. During the whole of Ramadan, I haven't done any content. You may have noticed my content had really paused during Ramadan, because if you're not a Muslim, if you are, you'd understand why. If you're not, Ramadan's a very special month. It's a month where you really want to, put everything of this worldly life aside, and just focus on prayer and focus on becoming a better version of yourself, asking God to help with things, focusing your time and effort to God, right? It's very important. So that's what I've been doing. And you reap what you sow, right? Alhamdulillah, thanks to God, during Ramadan, right, we onboarded 7, I think actually it was 8 new clients, now that I think about it, in Ramadan, right? In 30 days, we onboarded 8 new clients. Like, that's amazing, right? Obviously, we're a very high ticket agency. We're a very bougie, bespoke agency. So 8 might sound like a lot to some. It may not sound like a lot to others. But when you have high ticket prices, right? I mean, high ticket retainers, all right? We do retainer work. We don't do one-off projects. And you're charging, full-figure retainer prices, like 8 clients is plenty. And that's with me not making content. That's with me just focusing and the clients coming to us. So, alhamdulillah, can't complain. It's been a very amazing past year. The whole year itself has been a good year. I mean, I've been personally all over, right? Started the year in America. I was in America for like 4 months, in Texas and New York. Went to Vegas for like 2 days because there was a marketing summit, called the Traffic and Conversion Summit. That was awesome. If you're a marketing agency, you must be knowing what that is. I need to stop saying I need to be more conscious when I speak. I don't like saying and we should all be more conscious when we speak so we can be more eloquent in our speech. But after America, then, Ramadan came along, and went in a bit of a, alhamdulillah, went for Umrah in Ramadan, came back and just focused on Ramadan. And now Ramadan's over, Eid is over, so we're back at it, back to work, back to being focused, very focused. This is a year of focus for me. This is a year of focus in all realms of growth, in all realms, growth in my character, in my religiosity, in my businesses, in my character, everything. This is a year of growth for me. And I want to talk a little bit about growth and scaling, kind of, because I want to that's the topic I kind of chose for today, as I'm just thinking about everything as I'm saying it right now, because as you know, I don't script this. This is just me giving you my thoughts on the moment, and it's raw. But oh yeah, you might have noticed a new haircut, a bit of a different beard style. I'm kind of letting my beard grow out a bit. Cut my hair. I thought I need a bit of a change. Let me know what you think. But growth. Alhamdulillah, my business GoFunnels have been scaling a lot for the past 4 months. Doubled revenues, double the team size, maybe even triple the team size. But one thing people need to understand is there's a very fine line between scaling and growing your business and also keeping the existing clients you already have. Some people will argue all you need to do is scale, 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 scale. Some people will argue, what's the point of scaling if you can't even keep your existing clients? And both of them are right. So you need to be able to do both. And it's very tricky. It's a fine line, but it's not easy. It's hard to scale and maintain at the same time, but you have to do it right. And when you do it right, that's when, fine, scaling may be slower than you want it to, but guess what? That's how you build a real business that will be there long term, that will stay. Because what's the point of gaining 5 new clients per month if you're losing 4 every month too, right? If your churn rates are high, what's the point of scaling? You're just net zero. You're making what, net 1 new client per month, net 2 new clients per month. You're not really growing. It's just scaling on paper. But if you're losing just as many as you're getting, then you're going nowhere, right? You're swimming against the waves, against the tide. So how can we grow and maintain at the same time? You need to make the right adjustments in the layers, in the machine. I've talked about this many times before in a previous video about how teams are important. If you are someone who is maybe still thinking of growing your business or getting into it, you need to understand, you need to first of all, there's layers, there's levels, okay? Let's say level 100 is like the final level and you're still on level 1 or 2, okay? There's like gatekeepers. You can't get to like level 5, let's say, until you hire a team. Because it's impossible to do everything yourself. There's not enough time in the world. So you need to hire a team or build a team that will take things out of your plate and focus on the actual day-to-day nitty-gritty of the business. So for me, for example, alhamdulillah, I've reached a point where I don't really do much day-to-day stuff in terms of actually fulfilling clients. I am a very high overview managerial role. I do sales, but that's because I love sales. I love jumping on sales calls and closing clients. You know, my sales, alhamdulillah, my sales like percentage is quite good. So I like doing that, but that's because I like to do it. But I know that there will be a point where if I'm taking, 10 sales calls a day, I wouldn't want to do that. Like, honestly, at that point, I'm just going to build a team and let them do it themselves. But until then, I'm handling all the sales calls because I like to do it. And I've left the team to do the other stuff that they're best at. So it's important to have a team that handles the fulfillment of your clients and have a team that handles the growth aspect, the scaling, acquisition of clients. And where should you fit in as the business owner? Where should you fit into all of that? To be honest, there's no one right answer to this. It depends on you. Like I said, I love sales, so I've decided to fit myself into the acquisition side, to get the sales, to create the content that will bring inbound, or to find the right people who will do the outbound and let them do what they need to do. But I have to source them, I have to find them, I have to look for them, to come up with the ideas of how else we can acquire new customers. That's me. But I've left the fulfillment to the team. Like, I don't touch, to be honest, I'm hardly in the fulfillment. They're doing everything. I just tell them, guys, new client, onboard them, let's get them going. Guys, new client, onboard, let's get them ongoing, right? And then I make sure I put someone in place who makes sure that the clients are happy. If there's any problems clients are having, they know who to talk to. If there's any feedback they have, they know who to talk to. And another thing is, when you're growing, you need to be very, in my opinion, someone might say otherwise, but in my opinion, this is how I've grown my business, and it's good in terms of goodwill, is you should be very lenient to clients, I think is the right word, in the sense that if clients for some reason may be not happy with my service in 1 month, right, or like in this month, they feel like things were not as good as it should have been, then I tell them, all right guys, for the inconvenience, here you go. I'll refund you 20% of what you paid this month, or 50% of what you paid this month. Or I'll tell them, all right, let's say we made a mistake. Mistakes happen, all right? No one's perfect. Let's say we made a mistake. I'll be like, okay, guys, because we cost you this mistake, because of the inconvenience, we'll give you the next month for free, for example. So we've done this before, and what it does is it creates this goodwill. The clients know that, you know what, these guys may have messed up. First of all, one thing to understand is messing up happens. Mistakes happen. No one's perfect. But you would rather be a business that makes mistakes and shows the client that you're going to do whatever you can to make up for it. So you say, all right, guys, next month is free on us, or here's 50% or 100% refund on the month because we messed up. It gives that goodwill, and you'll notice that client will stay with you longer because they know, you know, these guys care. They care enough to, whatever you chose to do, the outcome, they care enough to do it because they want to see this go through. They want to see a long-term relationship. So that helps. So it's important to have the ability to take care of the clients you already have while trying to acquire new clients. And this leads me to my final point, because now I'm here at the gym, so I do have to cut it short. I don't want to spend too much time talking, because I do like keeping these videos short, is learning to say no. So when you're acquiring, maybe I'd get, let's say, 3 or 4 or even 5 people who come to me in a given week and say, hey, I want to work with you, can you do this? Or hey, I want to work with you. But when I look into what they want or need from us, I just say no, straight up. Even if I can charge them the same amount or whatever, I just say no, straight up. Because it wouldn't be a good fit for us. You need to only take in people that will be a good fit. There's something called opportunity cost, all right? If you can make money in 2 ways, always go for the way that you know you can do it. Like, what I mean is always just stick to what you know. Stick to your guns. If you know how to make money, then make money, right? If you are doing a very specific niche, a very specific service, and it's been working, you know who your target is, and then someone else comes along, don't try and, be what they're looking for. You already know who you are, and there are people coming to you for what you're good at. So just stick to that. Don't say yes to other people, even if you think, oh, I have capacity, let's just take them on, let's see how it goes. No, don't waste that time. You need to be able to say no to the people you don't need, right? Or who don't fit, so that you can say yes to the people who do. So you can make space for those people. So when you do say yes, you have the capacity for them. So that's a very important thing to note when it comes to scaling. When you acquire people, know who to say no to. Yes. Build a team to handle the sales, so it's not you doing everything, and put the right processes in place to get the onboarding process. We can talk more about that later. Some people say you should have 2 calls, like one intro call and then one sales call. In my opinion, it depends. I hate that. I hate going into a call and they ask you these stupid 10 questions, because I use businesses for services. Like, I outsource my email outbound and all that, and I hate when I'm looking for someone, I have to go in and they ask me these 5-10 dumb questions, whatever, and then you have to jump on another call. With my business, it's not literally like 90% of the sales, the closes I make is on the first call, right? If you know what you're doing, you can close people in the first call. So get the sales stuff sorted, but you have to get the existing clients, you have to keep them happy, because there's no point scaling if you're losing clients at the same time. So have both teams in place, have both systems in place, have both processes in place. That's when you'll experience scaling. It might be slower than if you were just to ramp up acquisition, but it's quality, and you rather and always should choose quality over quantity. All right, guys, that's it for me today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and hopefully I'll be making more content now that Ramadan's over and I'm back. I have set up a nice little cool studio as well, so I'll maybe make some videos there as well instead of just in the car. But I hope that was good. See you guys in a bit.